So good morning everyone. Today we are here to discuss about free vibration of a linear triatomic molecule. In our last class we were discussed about two couple oscillator case. So the same scenario we can extend into the case of a molecule where we are dealing with a triatomic molecule. For example, since we are dealing with a linear triatomic molecule here, okay. Okay, so we are dealing with a linear triatomic molecule. Okay, so which we consider that, for example, a linear triatomic molecule. For example, we said that last class itself we are treating CO2 here. Okay, carbon dioxide as we are taking as an example for a triatomic molecule. And how do we represent this triatomic molecule, and how the free vibration of a linear triatomic molecule we need to discuss. With that discussion we'll finish this module, so be alert. Okay, so let me take the example of a carbon dioxide molecule, so which has a carbon at the center. Okay, so I also having oxygen at the either side, that's why this is called a linear molecule. Okay, so I have a oxygen at the two other side, and which is interconnected by a spring. Just assuming that it is interconnected by a spring. Okay, it is not actual. One second, somebody trying to join. Okay, so which is interconnected by, just assume that there is spring associated with. So this is our oxygen, and this is our carbon, and this is oxygen again. So that is a linear carbon dioxide molecule, as you can see over here. Okay, now we know that the mass of oxygen I represent as small m, and for corresponding to carbon dioxide I keep it as capital M. Okay, and again this part is small m. Okay, and now we have two atoms, and the spring constant of the spring is represented as K. Okay, spring constant we take it as a K over here, and in general you can represent the representation. Okay, if you just take the mean position of this one, so that mean position I could represent that. So if this oxygen atom is moved by a small distance, and there will be a corresponding associated movement to the other atoms as well. So now after displacing the carbon dioxide oxygen atom, this oxygen atom is displaced by a small distance, and there will be a, according to that, there will be a corresponding change we could observe for the other two cases as well. Now you can see that the corresponding change in position we can also accommodate like that. One sec. Here there will be an associated change to the mean position of the carbon dioxide atom as well. So this you can see over here. Okay, so which is either, again we can say that this is interconnected with the spring. Okay, okay, so what happened is that there is a change into the position. We can trace a small change in position according to that, and you can see that there is a corresponding change with respect to the oxygen atom. And this position we can say this is a mean displacement, right? So which I represent eta 1. So from this mean position there is a small change in the position, which is we represented as eta 1 here, and corresponding to that, when you just give the mean position of the C, there is a carbon also moved at some position, so which we can say that this distance, we can say that this is displaced as eta 2, and when you return this distance, this will be the eta 2. Okay, and these are our oxygen molecule, carbon molecule, and this is again oxygen molecule we have. So in a carbon dioxide, we treat this as a linear triatomic molecule where three atoms are there, and which is bonded by an interatomic force. Okay, that you already know. And now we treat this as a consider as a harmonic oscillator by itself. That's why we keep a spring in between them. We assume that it is like a harmonic oscillator, that is, if any vibration corresponding to oxygen, any oscillation or a movement corresponding to oxygen, which will also coupled to the carbon dioxide associated to that, and that carbon is again associated to an oxygen, so there will be a coupling between these three. That's why just we kept a spring in between them. So it is very important to know the linear triatomic molecule, because there is a more uh, when we are, this is a link between a polyatomic and a diatomic molecule case. So we'll just take an example of carbon dioxide for today's discussion, and we need to know that what is the normal frequency associated with that. So first of all, we need to identify the corresponding linear frequency or normal frequency associated with the free vibration of this molecule. Okay, so here we know that for in order to find the normal frequency associated with this, we need to know what first aim was to find out the normal frequency associated with this one. Okay, so for that, what we do is that we start with the potential corresponding to this representation. If you consider a triatomic molecule, and the potential representation, you can simply represent like this: half k eta 3. One second, somebody is trying to join. Okay, okay, now eta 2 minus eta 1 the whole square plus half k eta 3. So this is eta 3. Okay, eta 3 minus eta 2 the whole square will give you the potential corresponding to that. Okay, so we can see that representation like this, because we can say that there are two oxygen atom on the either side, and eta 2 is, we know what is, it is a displacement from the mean position, or rather if you just represent this equation in terms of x, so it will be slightly like this. Let me just represent that too, that is, it will be v equal to, if this was x1 and this position is x1 and this position is x2 and this position is x3, and we can, when you represent that equation, so it will be slightly different. Okay, so you can either represent that in terms of x, or either you can represent in terms of eta. It's your convenience, you can do on either way. Okay, so if it is, if you are taking this one as the x1, this is the O1 position, and x2, this is the position corresponding to carbon, and this is the position corresponding to the oxygen atom. So you can either take x1, x2, x3. If you are taking x1, x2, x3, then the equation becomes like that. How? It will be half k into x2 minus x1 the whole square plus x3 minus x1 the whole square. So like that. Okay, so we are treating like the same way. So we are, instead of taking x1, x2, x3, so we have taken eta 1, eta 2, eta 3. It doesn't matter, you can take either way. Okay, if you are taking x1, x2, x3 like that, then the kinetic energy will be, as you know, it will be half mx1 dot sorry mx1 dot k square x3 dot square half capital mx2 dot square will be the corresponding representation if you just represent the kinetic energy in x1 x2 x3, and similarly you can do the same representation corresponding to potential itself. Now I am just continuing with eta 1 eta 2 eta 3. Okay, so the potential of k eta 2 minus eta 1 square, what it means? So if you do the expansion of eta 2 minus eta 1 the whole square, then you will be having the equation. It will be like what? It will be half k eta 2 the whole square plus eta 1 whole square minus 2 eta 1 eta 2 plus eta 3 square plus eta 2 square plus 2 eta 2 eta 3. Okay, so like you can expand this eta 2 minus eta 1 and eta 3 minus eta 2 the whole square equations, and correspondingly you will be getting an equation correspond to that. And now you can see that you can, when you reduce this equation representation, you will have half k, you can take eta 1 square on the side plus there are 2 eta 2 square, so you will have 2 eta 2 square, okay, plus eta 3 square, okay, minus 2 eta 1 eta 2 minus 2 eta 2 eta 3 is the corresponding representation with respect to that. And now if you want to represent this in terms of a matrices representation, the potential can be represented like that. Why? Half, you can represent eta 1 eta 2 then eta 3 as a raw matrix, then k minus k 0 minus k 2k minus k 0 minus k is the corresponding matrix representation. If you just multiply that into the equation, you will be getting the corresponding representation here. And then again you want to multiply with eta 1 eta 2 and eta 3. Okay, so this equation you can treat it as the equation number a, okay, small a. Okay, so what we have done is that we have represented potential representation in terms of eta 1 and eta 2 and eta 3, and further we extended or we elaborated the potential in terms of a matrix representation for eta 1 eta 2 eta 3. If you just multiply this equation, finally again you will be getting the equation corresponding to the potential represented over here. And similarly you can do represent the kinetic energy T also like this, that is half m eta 1 dot square plus, okay, so when you consider kinetic energy, there will be a associated mass as well, so eta 1 dot square, then next one half m capital M, okay, capital M eta 2 dot square, okay, then plus half m eta 3 dot square will be there. Okay, like the same we have done here. Okay, so what we have done, we have taken that together in this equation. This can be either replaced by eta 1 dot square plus eta 2 dot square as well. Okay, so we have just taken together the half m term because this is common in two terms, so this half small m into n eta dot square plus eta 3 dot square. Like also you can represent if you are interested to do so. So I'm not going to that. And now the kinetic energy as well we can represent by a matrix representation. Okay, now you can see that that representation will be like this, how n1 dot n1 dot square, n1 dot eta dot eta 2 dot, then eta 3 dot will be the, and we'll have m, sorry, the matrix corresponding to kinetic energy plus will be m0 0 0 capital M0. So the off diagonal elements will be 0 in this case. So there will be only diagonal elements because we have eta 1 square, eta 2 square, eta 3 square. Only these terms are available for this case. So we'll have only diagonal elements. There will be no off diagonal elements in this case. Then we'll have eta 1, eta 2, then eta 3 as a next column matrix. And if you do this multiplication of these matrices, then you will be again finding this equation as a form of half m eta 1 dot square plus half capital M eta 2 square half small m eta 3 dot square. So this I represent as equation number B corresponding to that. Now we know that secular equation representation. Secular equation representation we already know that. So we can just treat the secular equation representation. What was it? Secular equation we generally represent it as, it is a determinant matrix of v square minus omega square Tij, which is equal to 0. Okay. So we know that in this, when you consider the representation over here, this is what Vij is. Okay, this representation is Vij, and similarly here also this is Tij. Now if you give that corresponding matrices over here in this equation, then you will be getting the corresponding representation like this. That is, so we can take v square, sorry, I have represented v square, sorry, that is v minus omega square Tij equal to 0. So we'll take the, first we'll write the matrix corresponding to that, that is, so this will be k minus k0 minus k2k0, sorry, minus k, then we'll have 0 minus k as the representation of v, okay, potential representation, and minus we'll have omega square into what, it was m0 0 0 capital M 0 and 0 0 small m will be there. Okay, this is small m. Okay, okay, so which is equal to 0. Now if you take the determinant of this one, then we'll have the equation representation, because we need to find, so we say we need to find the normal frequency, because what is normal frequency, that is omega. So for a triatomic molecule, what is the normal frequency associated with that? So what is normal frequency? It is a free vibration frequency or the natural frequency associated with a normal coordinate system. That's why we have represented the entire representation in terms of eta 2 as well. And now if you take the determinant of this one, then you will have the corresponding equation, or rather if you take the multiplication of this matrix and you take the determinant of that one, so we'll have the matrix representation will be like this. The combined matrix will be k minus omega square m minus k0 minus k 2k minus omega square m, it was capital M, right? So capital M minus k. So this will be the combined matrix corresponding to the secular equation we represented above. So we'll have k minus omega square m, right? K minus omega square m, okay. So which is equal to 0. Now you want to take the determinant of this matrix k minus omega square m minus k 0 k minus 2k minus omega square capital M minus k 0 minus k minus omega square m which is equal to 0. Then if you take the determinant of the same, then you have to have the value of so it will be a determinant of k minus omega square m minus k 0 minus k 2k minus omega square m minus k 0 minus k minus omega square m. Determinant of this one means, then if you do the expansion, so you'll have k minus omega square m into what? So it will be 2k minus, if you take k minus omega square m first element, then you'll have 2k minus omega square capital M into k minus omega square m minus k square. Okay, so multiplying this one, k square will be there. So that's the first term. Then we'll have minus k minus into minus k will be there, then it will become plus. Okay, plus k into minus k into k minus omega square m, k minus omega square m. Then the other term will be 0 into minus k, so that is 0. Okay, so that is 0, and the next term will be what? It is the third element, 0 with respect to, if you take the determinant, that is again 0 will come. Okay, so what you will be getting is that k minus omega square m into, so this representation, if I take the omega square m on the either side, so this I can simplify that. It will be omega, the entire equation I will take the form omega square into omega square capital M minus k capital M minus 2km. Okay, it should be equal to 0. Okay, like you will be gonna get the answer. Okay, so if you take the determinant, the final representation will be like this. You will be getting the representation corresponding to the equation that we have seen here. Okay, so there will be m omega square minus 2km. Okay, km. Okay, right, fine. Let me just, I was just making clear. Fine, just check that whether it is, this one is a plus or not, this term is a plus or not, just check it anywhere. So what I want to share is that if you are getting the equation like this, the associated frequency value, the associated solution of this equation become, there will be a three solution, you can find it out here. That is, when you equate the first representation like k minus omega square m equal to 0, then the correspondingly omega, this will take it as omega 2. Okay, omega 2 equal to root k by m will be getting correspondingly, and you are also having omega square alone here, so which we are equating with 0, that means omega 1 equal to 0. So there will be a frequency value, first root will be omega 1 equal to 0, second one will be omega 2 equal to 0, sorry, omega 2 equal to root k by m will be there. And thirdly, when you equate entire this equation, then you will have how do we it again? Omega square m minus k capital M minus 2kmm. Okay, so which is equal to 0 means what? You will be getting omega 3 equal to k by small m plus 2k by m or raised to 1 by 2, or rather you can keep it as root value. Okay, or this can be either represented as how can be either you can represent as like this as well, that is k into capital M into 2m, okay, divided by mm root. Okay, this way also you can represent. And what we able to find is that when you consider a triatomic molecule and the associated potential and frequency, when you put that into the secular equation, as we have discussed in the few previous classes, if you put that into the secular equation, there are three frequency associated with this one, that is omega 1 equal to 0, omega 2 equal to root k by m, okay, root k by m, and the third one is omega 3 equal to root k into m plus 2m divided by mm, or rather this you can represent by k by m plus 2k by capital M, like this also you can represent this way also. So there are three frequency associated with the triatomic free vibration. So if a triatomic molecule is vibrating with its own axis with a free vibration, then there are three associated frequency we are able to find it as omega 1 equal to 0 and omega 2 equal to 0, sorry, omega 2 equal to root k by m, omega 3 equal to k by m plus 2k by m, and this we used to call as normal frequency associated with the of a triatomic molecule. Okay, normal frequency of a triatomic molecule. There are three frequency for a triatomic molecule. It's clear? Simply we have done the representation in a matrix representation, then we have taken the determinant of that one. Now what we do is that now we need to know normal modes corresponding to that. Okay, we need to know the normal mode corresponding to that. For that we'll extend our discussion to normal modes. So now we have frequency associated with this. Now we need to find the normal modes. So we said that normal modes means what? It is a coupled motion described by the normal coordinate. So if any coupled motion described by a normal coordinate, then we used to call as normal modes. So for that, again I'll take the equation, a secular equation, because we know secular equation you can rather represent as like this: Vij minus omega square Tij AJR, okay, which is equal to 0. So this normal frequency we either call it as eigen frequency, right? Okay, eigen frequency as well we used to call. Now we'll introduce eigen vectors here. Okay, so when you represent it in eigen vectors representation in normal modes, we need to represent the equation, the eigen vectors corresponding to the eigen values, so the eigen frequency we need to find in this case. Eigen vectors corresponding to the eigen value or eigen frequency. So that is we are gonna do here. Okay, so for that I have taken the equation sigma Vij omega square Tij Ajr. You know that what is Ajr is? Ajr means rth eigenvector with jth component. That's how we represent that equation. And we know that when there is a frequency of omega 1, when there is a frequency of omega 1, there will be eigenvalue, set of eigenvalues will be there. With one frequency itself, there is n set of eigenvalues will be. So I'll just keep a1 equal to, simply I'll just keep on a1. A1 is not simply a one eigenvector, it is a set of eigenvectors like a11, okay, a21 and a31. So this is a associated frequency with respect to a1. And similarly, if you have frequency omega 2 and there will be a corresponding frequency, sorry, eigenvectors, that is a set of different eigenvectors, that is a12, a22 and a32, like that. And similarly, if you take omega 3, that is the third normal frequency, there will be a associated eigenvectors, set of eigenvectors, that is a13, a23, then a33. So like you will be having different frequency corresponding to each one as well. Okay, so what basically we have done is that it is a basic representation of what. So simply what we have done is like this. So if the equation minus omega r square m k minus k 0 and minus k 2k minus omega r square m minus k, and this is 0 minus k minus omega r square m. Okay, and this is a generally, if you can represent that this is a1r, a2r, then a3r. Okay, so which is equal to 0. So that is what we are basically doing. And I said that for omega 1, so the corresponding values of a1r will be what? It will be a11, second will be a21, third will be a31. So our r is varying with respect to that. Okay, so you can just give omega 1 for that case. Okay, so now taking this general equation representation like this, so we'll try to find out what is a11 is, what is a21 is, what is a31 is. So that is we are gonna do now. So for that, what do I do is that I'll just take a representation like this. So we'll just take first normal frequency. The first normal frequency was omega 1 equal to 0. Okay, if you have omega 1 equal to 0, then there will be, we can find it as a11, a21, then a31 by this representation, right? a11, a21, a31, and the three matrices we can find it out, sorry, three eigenvectors we can find it out by omega 1 equal to 0 representation. Okay, hope it is clear. And in order to do that, what do I do is that I'll just take a representation of, if you consider the above matrix representation, if you substitute omega 1 is equal to, let me just write it out like this, k minus omega 1 square m minus k 0 minus k, 2k minus omega 1 square m minus k 0 minus k minus omega 1 square m. Okay, and correspondingly we'll have a11 here, a21 here, then a31 over here, which is equal to 0. Okay, it's clear. And now we know that what is omega 1 is. Omega 1 is corresponding to a triatomic molecule. The omega 1, the first frequency was 0, right? So this term will go 0 and this term will go 0, and this omega 1 square, wherever omega 1 is coming, that term will go 0. And we'll have, finally the matrix will be what? It is k minus k 0, right? Minus k 2k minus k will be the, then we have 0 minus k will be the value. Okay, because this part of the term will go 0 because omega 1 equal to 0. So we can do the multiplication, a11, a21, then a31 will be equal to 0. So here omega 1 equal to 0. That's why we getting this equation. Okay. And now if you do the determinant of this one, or rather you can just equate this equation with respect to 0, then we'll have ka11 ka11 minus ka21 is equal to 0, and that means from this equation what we will be getting, so if you take k outside, this is a11 equal to a21. Okay, and on the next line, if you just equate the next line, then you will be getting minus k a11 plus 2k a21 minus k a31, which is equal to 0, like you will be getting the equation representation. Now in this case we know that what is 2a21 means. What is a21 is? A21 is, we know that that is a11. Okay, or rather you can substitute a11 as a21 here. So if you substitute a11 as a21, then you will be having the equation as minus k a21 plus k a31 is equal to 0. How do I came this one? I have just substituted a11 equal to a21 here. So there will be one term of k a21 will go. So this we can represent it as minus k a21 plus k a31. I have just interchanged the negative sign over here. Okay. So k minus k a21 plus k a31 equal to 0, or rather what we are getting here is that a21 will be equal to what? Here from this equation we'll get a21 equal to a31. Okay, and finally what we are getting is that from considering this all equation, a11 equal to a21 equal to a31. So that is the main intake of this omega 1 equal to 0 means, and this I represent this alpha, because all the values, all the eigenvectors corresponding to this will a11 a21 a31 is same. So I can say that the entire set a1 equal to what? It is a11 a21, sorry, then a31 is what? It is, I can take it as alpha, alpha and alpha. Okay, so I am getting the same value corresponding to the all eigenvectors a11 a21 and a31 in this case. Okay, hope you are clear with the discussion. So what we have done is that we have substituted a1 as a21, then this equation becomes what? It will be simply k a21 will be there, k a21 minus k a31. Okay, so you can either cut k on the either side, then you will be getting the equation as a21 equal to a31. This is very simple. Hope you understand what we are doing. So when you check the condition of omega 1 equal to 0, then all the associated values of the eigenvectors are same. Okay, so that is we identified in that case. So what it means, that is more important for us, because when you consider a triatomic molecule at the frequency omega 1 equal to 0, and the displacement of the case, the displacement of all the atoms are equal in this case. Okay, and in the same direction, and one thing we also can say that there is no oscillation, that we can clearly say that when there is no frequency associated with that omega 1 equal to 0 means there is no oscillation, only we having what? There is a translation means slight movement along the x direction or y direction. Okay, so we can see that simply this molecule is simply just what? It is simply moving only, so there is no associated frequency, there is no oscillation. Okay, so it is just moving with the In this case, for a carbon dioxide case, there is only associated one is a translational motion, that is along one direction there is a movement. So that is a case of first discussion. Okay, the displacement of the all the atoms are equal and in the same direction. There is no oscillation, only translational movements are there. Okay, so that's why the omega equal to omega 1 equal to 0. So there is no associated frequency that. So from that itself we can say that there is no oscillation. So that is the first inference we will be getting for the normal frequency omega 1 equal to 0 means. Now we'll consider the discussion about what it's about omega 2. Okay, so let me take the second case where we have omega 2 equal to what? Omega 2 equal to root k by m. Okay, root k by m is the second representation we have, and considering the again the matrix we quoted there, if you substitute omega t equal to root k by m, then we'll have k minus k by m. What is this? Is omega 2, right? So we have omega square will be there, omega square m. So this becomes like this, minus k into minus k by m. Okay, into we'll have Tij term will be 0 here, and 0 minus k by m into 0. Okay, then we'll have minus k minus 0, 2k minus omega square m, that is k by m capital M. Then we'll have minus k minus 0, and this we have 0 minus k, and this term will be 0 in this case. Okay, and we'll have what we will be getting from here. By considering omega 2, we'll able to find what is a12, a22, then a32 eigenvectors will be obtaining by considering omega 2, that we already seen, that is a12, a22, then a32 will be the which is equal to 0. Okay, so how do I just substitute here? So we know that how do this 0 came, this 0, because we know that t12 is what? 0. Okay, because we know the matrix corresponding to t is what it was, m0 0 capital M0 0 small m. Okay, so the second term will be going to 0. So that's why I have represented like this. Again we know that this part of the term will be 0 and this part of the term will be there. There is only diagonal elements corresponding to this case as well. And now if you expand this equation representation, so the matrix will be reduced to this form. Okay, the matrix will be 0 minus k 0 minus k 2k minus k by m capital M minus k and 0 minus k 0 into what? a12, a22, then a32 will be there, which is equal to 0. Okay, so like we'll be getting the corresponding matrix representation. And now if you just equate the first case, okay, first case we will be getting as a12 will be equal to what? Minus k a12 equal to 0 will be getting corresponding representation. Okay, one second. The meeting will get started. ഏത് പോയിന്റിലാണ് ഞാൻ മീറ്റിംഗ് ഒന്ന് ലീവ് ആയതെന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ? I was thinking I was here. നിങ്ങൾ എവിടെ വരെ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്? ഓക്കെ, ഇവിടെയാണോ? സോറി, ഇവിടെയാണോ? ഓക്കെ, ഈ പോയിന്റ് മുതൽ കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല. വെരി ഗുഡ്. ഓക്കെ, നെക്സ്റ്റ് ടൈം മീറ്റിംഗ് ഇതേപോലെ ലെഫ്റ്റ് ആയി പോകുന്നുണ്ടെന്ന് പറയണേ. ഇടയ്ക്ക് ഇവിടെ പവർ പോകുന്നുണ്ട്, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാനും അറിയുന്നില്ല മീറ്റിംഗ് ലീവാന്ന്. ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ, ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ -k_A21 plus k_A31 equal to 0. So that means A21 equal to A31. So what we get is that A11 equal to A21. Okay, then A21 equal to A31. That means what? A11 equal to A21 equal to A31 is equal to alpha. Okay, then we know that we consider A1 equal to the first set. So that is A11, A21, A3. Okay, which are equal to alpha, alpha, alpha. This I just given alpha because all the elements are same here. Now what the inference we will be getting here is that the displacement of all the atoms are equal here. So when you consider omega 1 equal to 0, that is the first normal frequency associated with the triatomic molecule, and the displacement of all the atoms are equal and it is in the same direction, and there is no oscillation, only translational movement you can expect with that frequency omega 1 equal to 0. So that I represented here, because since omega 1 equal to 0, we can say that frequency equal to 0, then there will be no oscillation, there will be only translation movement. Then if there is a translation movement, the displacement of each atoms are equal and it is in the same direction. That is a case for omega 1 equal to 0 case. So that is simply represented by a small figure here, because we know that the blue one is representing the oxygen and the red one is representing the carbon atom here. Okay, so hope it is clear with that one. And now we are representing the second normal frequency. Okay, the second normal frequency was what? Omega 2 equal to root k by m. Okay, so if we are substituting omega 2 equal to root k by m, we can actually identify A12, A22 and A32 representation here. Okay, so if you just substitute that into the equation, k minus k by m into m will be the, okay, this is small m, okay, minus k by m into 0, and 0 minus k by m into 0. Okay, so how do this, what I done is that this is the basic equation, sorry, so we have a basic equation that you can just simply represent this entire equation in terms of what I do. If you want to know more general representation, we'll also do that. Okay, so I'm not going to confuse you again. Okay, what I did is that I have just substituted omega 2 here. So when you substitute omega 2, this is omega 2 square m will be the, then minus k k by m into, here Tij will be there. What is the Tij value here? That is T12. T12 equal to 0, because why? You can solve that T is the matrix representation, that is small m 0 0 0, capital M 0 0 m. Okay, so this is the representation corresponding to the kinetic energy representation. Okay, so we'll have minus k by m into 0. This part will go 0, and again this term also will go 0, and we will be only having the term like this: 0 minus k, 0 minus k, 2k minus k by m, capital M minus k, 0 minus k, 0. A12, A21, 32 as the corresponding representation. And by comparing here, when you comparing the first equation here, then you will be getting the details is that is minus k A12 equal to what? It is 0, that is A12 equal to 0. And similarly, minus k, okay, this you can say that this will get cancelled. Sorry, so it won't be cancelled, right? Okay, well in this case, the if you expand this equation, this will be k A12 plus 2k minus k by m into capital M, okay, A22 minus k A32 equal to 0 will be there, okay. And by considering this representation, we'll get a idea is that because we already know that k12 is what? K12 equal to 0, so this will go to 0. Then we'll have 2ka22 will be equal to 2ka22 minus k by mm minus, okay, but we'll also consider this term as well. So if you consider 0 minus k2, this will be having minus k a22. We'll also get the details like this, that is minus k a22 equal to 0. By considering the third row, we'll be getting minus k a22 will be equal to 0, that is a22 also will be 0. And by considering that, we'll get the details that the representation, okay, sorry. Okay, by considering the first row, we'll be getting that ka22 equal to 0, right? So this is a22 0. And again, you consider the third row also, then you'll be getting minus ka22 equal to 0. So that is a22 will be 0, and this part of the equation will go 0. So we'll have minus ka a12 minus ka a32 will be equal to 0. Hope you are clear with the algebraics, okay. So we'll get what? A32 is equal to what? Minus A12, okay. So if you take the k, this part on the other side, that is minus k A12 is equal to k A32 will be getting, that is A12 is equal to minus A12 is equal to A32, okay. So by considering omega 2 equal to 0, sorry, omega 2 equal to root k by m, the normal frequency k by m, what all we are getting is that a12 equal to what? It is minus a32, okay. And a22 equal to 0, okay. And rather a32, if you want to represent, that is minus a21, okay. So what I do is that I'll just represent a12 equal to minus a32, or rather a32 equal to minus a21, which is equal to beta. I'll just represent like a beta representation here. And now if you consider the second set of eigenvector corresponding to omega 2, the second set of eigenvectors are a12, a22, then a32, which are what? That is beta 0, then beta, okay. So this is the corresponding representation we able to find for the second case, clear. So here beta is what? It is a32 equal to minus a21, beta is the corresponding representation we able to find it out here. So what we assume is that in this case, what is the inference we will be getting is that the main inference is that the center atom In this case, the center atom we observe at rest, which is in rest in motion, the center atom at rest, and the side atoms oscillating out of phase. So that is the inference we will be getting. So if a triatomic molecules is vibrating with the frequency omega 2 equal to root k by m, the center atom will be at rest and the side atom will be oscillating out of phase. And then if you just represent this figure, as we know that the corresponding representation will be like what? So this will be in opposite direction. Okay. So one will be in opposite direction. So I can just represent like this, because yesterday in last class we have seen out of phase means a asymmetric mode representation. Okay, so we'll have carbon dioxide like this. Okay, and in this case what we will be having is that, so this both will be moving in opposite direction. Okay, these two will be moving in opposite direction, whereas carbon dioxide will be at rest. There is no movement associated with this one. Okay, so that is the case of omega 2 equal to root k by m. If a triatomic molecule is vibrating with the frequency root k by m, the center atom will be at rest, the side atom will be oscillating with the out of phase condition that we are able to identify in the second case. Now we are moving on to the discussion of third one. Third frequency is what? It was omega 3 equal to what? Omega 3 equal to k by m plus k by 2k by capital M raised to 1 by 2 is the corresponding representation. And here I am not engaging with all the matrix multiplication that you can do by yourself by substituting omega 3 equal to k by m plus root 2 k by m raised to 1 by 2, and the final version will be, it will be km by capital M minus k 0 minus k capital M by m minus k 0 minus k minus 2k m divided by capital M. So this is the matrix, and if you consider the omega 3 one, then you will be, whatever the value you will be getting, a13 you can get, then a23 you will be getting, then a33 values of the eigenvectors you can find from this frequency. So we can give that a13, a23, then a33 we will be getting from here, so which is equal to 0. And now if you started equating this equation, so you will be getting the values like this, that is minus 2km by m, a13, a13 plus minus k a23 equal to 0. Okay, from that representation we'll get a23 equal to what? A23 will be equal to minus 2m by capital M a13. So that is the first inference we will be getting. And second one, in second case we will be getting minus k a23. If you equating the second row, minus k a23 minus 2k m by capital M a33 equal to 0. Okay, so that is a23 equal to what? It is minus 2m by capital M a33. You will be getting from this equation. Okay, and on the third you will be getting that, if you follow like this, you will be getting the third equation becomes what? So it will be, again we will be getting as, if you substitute a13 equal to what? A13 equal to A33, we can substitute as gamma. Okay, A13 and A33. Okay, which we can treat it as gamma. Then if you substitute that in the equation, then you'll be getting minus K A13 minus K capital M by M A23 minus K A33 equal to 0. In that case, you will be getting finally A23 will be equal to minus 2M by capital M gamma. A33 equal to what? Gamma. Then A13 will be, that is also gamma. A133 also will be getting as gamma representation here. And finally, when you have omega 3 equal to K by M plus 2K by M as a frequency 1 by 2, so the corresponding values will be for the eigenvector A3, you will have the values as gamma minus 2M by capital M gamma, and gamma as the three solution for the eigenvectors of A13. This is what? This is A13, this is A23, and this is A33 representation. Okay, so we have got the all the eigenvector representation in terms of the eigenmodes representation over here. Okay, okay, I'll take some more minutes because I need to finish this part of the discussion by today itself. So what is the inference we will be getting from here? So in this case, what we are getting is that the atoms, in this case, when omega 3 equal to K by M plus 2K by capital M raised to 1 by 2, the A33 equal to gamma minus 2M by M and gamma, and the outer atoms or the side atoms, so we can say that the side atoms, okay, vibrate in phase, okay, with the equal amplitude, and the central atoms oscillate with the oscillate out of phase with the reduced amplitude. Okay, so that is the inference. If a triatomic molecule is vibrating with the frequency omega 3 equal to K by M plus 2K by M all raised to 1 by 2, in that case the corresponding motion will be executing, the side atoms or the outer atoms, the oxygen atoms will be vibrating in phase with the equal amplitude, and the central atom oscillate out of phase with the reduced amplitude. Okay, now what we all find it out is what? So we just we find out the all the matrices. If you say collect all the eigenvectors here as a matrices, we find it out all the terms corresponding to that a11, a12, and a13, and a21, a22, and a23, and a31, a32, then a33. Now we find it out all the associated values of eigenvectors with each frequency omega 1 equal to 0, omega 2 equal to 0, and omega 3 equal to 0. In that respect, we find out all the frequency associated with that one. Okay, now I just simply describe what we have done in our terms is that, so when there is a frequency value, okay, So when omega 1 equal to 0, then a1 equal to what it is? Alpha, alpha and alpha. Okay, all the values are same. So the mass small m, so there is a capital M and small m will be there. So which what we are expecting is that, so which is moving with the same direction, right? Same direction, same amplitude. So this is a summary of the all the discussion, and where we have alpha equal to what? Alpha it is basically 1 by 2m plus capital M raised to 1 by 2. Okay, and now in the second case omega 2 equal to what it is? Root k by m. In that case a2 equal to what? We got it as beta 0 minus beta. Do I represent it like that, minus in the earlier discussion? Okay, okay, it was, there's a minus term here because, okay, okay, just sorry, here there's a minus term will be there, okay, in this equation. So let me keep it there. Okay, beta minus beta. Okay, in that case we have a small mass, okay, which is moving on one direction, and again this mass is moving on the opposite direction. The center atom will be at rest, the larger central atom, that is a capital M, so which is at rest. So in that case we can say that the first and third atom or the particle move in opposite direction, opposite direction with the same amplitude, same amplitude. And the second one, second atom is at, second is in rest. Okay, so that is the case for that. Okay, here beta is what? Beta is equal to 1 by 2m raised to 1 by 2. And now the third case was omega 3 equal to k by m plus 2k by capital M raised to 1 by 2. In that case we will be getting a3 is equal to what? So which is a3 is equal to gamma minus 2m by capital M gamma, then we have gamma. Okay, and in this case what was our scenario? So you have, so the smaller one with small mass m, and this is a capital M, which is moving on same direction, but the center atom is moving on the opposite direction. So what we can say that the first and third, okay, moving with the same amplitude and same direction, and the third one, sorry, it's a second one, so which is moving in the opposite direction with a different, with a different amplitude. Okay, this is a total inference we can get it from the entire details we have done so far. Okay, omega 1, omega 2, omega 3 in all, if the triatomic molecule is vibrating with this frequency, so this is the total inference we will be getting, where gamma is what? Gamma is, we can just say that that is 2m m plus 2m raised to 1 by 2. Okay, so this is the total idea of the total representation that we have done in this case. You can see that the corresponding representation for omega 1 equal to 0, omega 2 equal to root k by m. So in each case there are three normal frequency associated with the triatomic molecule. In each case, the different phenomena, the different movement of atoms, so that you can listed here, that you can see from the figure as well, from the board as well. Now, hope you can either note it out now or either you can take it from the notes. Okay. Now we are moving on to the discussion of, we have find out the normal frequency, normal mode we have find it out. Now we'll just represent this entire as a normal coordinate representation. Okay, so let me do that, then we'll finish it off today's session. That now we represent the normal coordinate associated with this. Okay, we have find it out the normal frequency. First we have find out the normal frequency, then with that normal frequency the corresponding normal modes, that is the eigenvectors, that we have eigenvector with the eigenfrequency values we find it out. Now we need to identify the normal coordinate representation of this one. Okay, so we are trying the for a triatomic molecule we found out the normal frequency, then the normal modes, and the now we are coming into the discussion of the normal coordinate associated with the linear triatomic molecule. So the example we have taken for today's discussion was, what was that? It is carbon dioxide, CO2. So we know that Aij, so if you just represent Aij, so this is the corresponding our eigenvector matrix, that is A11, A12 and A13. This can be either you can represent as AJR as well. Okay, so that's up to your convenience. So A21, A22 and A23, then A31, A32 and A33. Okay, and we know that what is A11 is, one is A12 is, and A13 is. So let's substitute that, because in terms of alpha, beta and gamma, so we know these values are alpha, 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 and the second one was beta, 0 minus beta, and this one is gamma minus 2m by capital M gamma, and the last value will be gamma. Okay, so this is the representation of the equation we have like this. Now we know what is Tij is that. Okay, Aij we got it. Now we know what is Tij. So Tij equal to what? That is M0 0 0 capital M 0 and 0 0 capital, sorry, small m, small m. And we, when you take the A transpose or A conjugate of that one, so let me just take A dagger T over A, that is Aij dagger. Okay, Aij dagger on Tij, so which is equal to 1. So how do we prove that? So we have to take the first matrix in terms of like this, that is we getting alpha, alpha, alpha. So that is a transpose matrix of Aij. So we'll have beta 0 minus beta and gamma minus 2m by m gamma gamma. So we just taken the Aij transpose here, then multiplied with the Tij matrix M0 0 0 capital M0. We need to prove that this is equal to 1. Okay, so if it is equal to 1, we can say that this is an orthogonal matrix, that representation, and this is 0 0 small m, and which is multiplied to alpha, beta sorry, yeah, alpha beta gamma and alpha alpha 0 minus 2m by capital M, this small m, gamma alpha minus beta gamma, okay, which is equal to 1. That you can try out and prove that this equation becomes 0 will be equal to 1. You can do by yourself by taking aij transpose tij, aij will be equal to 1. Okay, so you can just try out that equation, because we somewhere in our earlier discussion we have done that aij dagger tij aij equal to 1. So we have given that equation like that. Now you can, you know the all the values of aij, all the elements of aij now you know. So now you can execute by that representation and you will be getting the corresponding matrix will be the solution of aij dagger tij aij will be equal to 1. And now I'll just represent what is eta j is. Sorry, eta j, as we know what is, it is eta j equal to what. So when you represent the equation in terms of a normal coordinate, we need to represent what, eta j equal to ajr zeta r. So zeta r is representing the normal coordinate representation. So we know that in last class we have sent zeta r is equal to alpha e raised to minus omega rt. Hope you remember that what is zeta r is. So now we'll just represent eta 1 in terms of matrix, sorry, eta j in terms of matrix, that is eta 1, eta 2, eta 3, which is equal to AJR or AIJ, that you already know, that is alpha, beta, gamma, then alpha 0 minus 2m by capital M gamma, then you have alpha minus beta gamma as the matrix, then into zeta r is there. For r equal to 1, you can keep r equal to 1, 2, 3, so that is zeta 1, zeta 2, zeta 2 and zeta 3 is the corresponding representation. Okay, now if you expand this equation, okay, with respect to eta 1 equal to, okay, so let me write it as eta 1 equal to alpha epsilon 1 plus beta epsilon 2 plus gamma epsilon 3. So this is the equation. Let me keep it as equation number 1 over here, or rather equation number A. So equation number A, and zeta 2 equal to alpha epsilon 1 minus 2m gamma by capital M, zeta 3 will be there as a equation B. Okay, then we'll have eta 3 equal to alpha epsilon 1 minus beta epsilon 2. So you have to follow me, otherwise you'll be in confusion. So keep following me, and it will be the equation number C. Okay, so we could just from eta j equal to ajr epsilon r, so we just converted into a matrix representation. Now we just equated on the either side of the matrix, then we will be getting a b c are the three equation representing that matrix. Okay, hope you are clear with the that representation. Now what I do is that I'll just multiply a into m mass. Okay, I'll just multiply a into m, then b, equation b into capital M, then equation c into small m, and I'll take the addition of all, a into m plus equation b into capital M plus equation c into small m, and taking the addition of this one, and finally what I get is that from doing so epsilon 1 I'll be getting as m eta 1 plus m eta 2 plus m eta 3 divided by root 2m plus m I'll be getting. Okay, so I'll be getting eta 1 like that. Okay, from doing so. And next what I do that I'll just take the equation a minus c. Let me do a minus c. Then I'll be getting the relation as epsilon zeta 2 will be equal to root m by 2 small m by 2 eta 1 minus eta 3 will be the corresponding representation for that. Okay, so first case I'll be getting eta 1, and in the second case I'll be getting zeta 2, and third case what I do is that I'll just multiply equation a into capital M minus equation b into 2m plus equation c into capital M. Then I can find out zeta 3 will be equal to eta 1 minus 2 eta 2 plus eta 3 divided by root m plus 2m into capital mm by 2. So this is the three coordinate systems associated with this one. Okay, normal coordinates. So what are the normal coordinates? Zeta 1, zeta 2 and zeta 3. So we identified what is zeta 1 is here, and zeta 2 and zeta 3 representation over there. Okay, so that is what we have done in lastly. So with the triatomic molecule case, we started to identify the frequency, a normal frequency associated with that, and further we identified the normal modes corresponding to that. Then finally we can identify the normal frequency in terms of the mean displacement eta 1, eta 3, eta 2. So these are the mean displacement associated with the carbon dioxide molecule. Okay, that's what we need to do about linear triatomic mode free vibration case. We need to find out the three frequency associated with omega 1 equal to 0, omega 2 equal to root k by m, and omega 3 equal to k by m plus 2k by capital M all raised to 1 by 2, or rather root, okay, 1 by 2. And we put that values of eigen frequency into the equation, and we find out the corresponding eigen vectors with respect to each frequency values. Okay, then we find out the set of the eigen vectors corresponding to that. From that eigen vectors, now we find it out the normal coordinate associated with the eigen vectors alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, that set of eigen vectors we already found it out, right? From that we able to find the corresponding representations of the normal coordinate zeta 1, zeta 2, zeta 3. Okay, that's all about the discussion of the linear triatomic molecule. Okay, so with that discussion we have came into the end of the fourth module. Okay, so now if you have any doubt or clarification on this part, you can do. I didn't do the entire mathematics of this part, a cross m, b cross m, this cross, just I want to share you the how the coordinate values will be look like zeta 1, zeta 2 and zeta 3. Okay, so that's what I did in the last part of the discussion. Now it's on your turn if you have any query or doubt.